Hi, I'm a Stardew Valley fan. I've been a fan of Stardew since probably 2017, 2018. I got it first on the Switch, then I got it on PC, and then the rest is just history. Today is a big day. It's the 10-year anniversary of Stardew Valley, and I'm very excited. So, Mr. Concerned Ape over here decided to make a little video and premiered it, and I couldn't see it live. So, I'm a little bit late, but we're going to be looking at the video. There is going to be a new spouse reveal for Stardew Valley, which I'm very excited about. I'm so excited about. So, how about we both look at it together? All right, let's go. I'm so excited. Two new marriage candidates at the end. Okay. The envelope on the desk. Ooh.
Hey guys, it's me, Concerned Ape, creator of Stardew Valley.
Yo, it's him!
Today is the 10-year anniversary of Stardew Valley. So to commemorate this special milestone, I put together this video which shows off some old builds of the game, has some of my commentary about the development timeline, and highlights the various updates over the years and how Stardew Valley has changed over time. So I hope you find it interesting.
Oh, that's nice.
Here we go.
I like seeing old stuff.
Sprout Valley.
Sprout.
2012. So this was the original name of Stardew Valley. It was called Sprout Valley, which is an awful name. That's why I eventually changed it. But this was probably about 6 months into development. I had a functioning game, but it was very rudimentary, and I would say much more similar to the Super Nintendo Harvest Moon game than Stardew Valley is today.
Wow.
Of course, I grew up playing Harvest Moon for the Super Nintendo, and so I was heavily inspired by it. And, you know, my first...
I like how it still has the sound effects of it.
Target, you might say, for this game was to essentially emulate Harvest Moon for the Super Nintendo. That was my starting point, and then I wanted to expand a bit from there. As you can see, the pixel art basically looks like crap, but there are some things like the bus there that essentially made it
the same
into Stardew Valley. The basic design was there even 6 months into development, and you know, Stardew Valley took 4.5 years to release 1.0.
He looks so weird. Holy.
So we can watch this for a little bit.
He looks like a little nerd emoji. Oh.
It looks similar to Pelican Town. Some things are basically unchanged, but then other things are quite
seeds
odd.
and stuff. Whoa, Pierre?
Pierre's got his daily wallpaper and flooring on display.
Oh, it's very Earthbound textile.
Those portraits are kind of hideous. Sometimes I wonder, you know, if I had just released this game after 6 months, where would I be right now?
2012.
Somehow I don't think that the game would have taken off. So
it is very bare bones. I will say that. It is very bare bones.
This is like a part of essentially a training process for me. It was my education on being a game developer.
Well, the mayor kind of
looks like him. I do think there's something special about the naive perspective of a beginner. It's untarnished, it's fresh, it's primal, and you can't really recapture that once you have experience.
Gunther has no swag.
Gunther. Green hair in the sprite, brown hair in the portrait. I don't know what I was thinking.
Weird.
And the character movement speed is insane.
It is.
I'm sure you guys would love that in Stardew Valley. I'll have to get you on Way of the Wind Part 100.
Linus! My goat!
Let's show you the old mines real quick. The mines are one of the areas of Stardew that have gone under a lot of changes, probably the most changes of any, at least gameplay element.
Oh, there's already a ladder. Oh, there's tunnels!
However, some concepts have been there from the very beginning, like slimes, Slimes have always been there. Ladders down have always been there in one way or another.
You sound so tired. Ooh.
I guess I hadn't discovered the concept of knockback yet.
Dang. You easily die down here. Oh, dead.
The death sound has always been there. All right, well, I think that's enough for
Eric?
Sprout Valley. So let's go ahead and jump to the next earliest build that I have.
Oh.
So here we have a build from 2013.
Holy, just a year later.
I've probably been working on Stardew for maybe a little over a year at this point.
Whoa.
And it's radically different from that previous build that I showed you.
Yeah.
We're actually starting to see some things that look like Stardew Valley here. And I think at this point I was calling it Stardew Valley. However, things are kind of odd. The way the farmer looks is weird. The way he's running around is kind of weird. The colors are now more saturated, which is true to form, but yet that exact shade of Stardew Valley yellow dirt hasn't quite been established yet. But yeah, this
I think it looks
Stardew
pretty
Valley was,
similar.
Basically more of like a sandbox idea. In this iteration, this was like the weirdest time for the game. I feel like it's like the Stardew Valley hit puberty here. But so you would like actually buy animals and buildings from your in-game menu rather than go to Robin. And there was that farm map you just saw. Like that was pretty cool, actually, that farm map. Now you guys are going to be mad at me that that's not in Stardew Valley anymore. But yeah, it was a little bit more of a simulation concept, I guess, than an RPG.
Simulation. Oh, let's see how Pelican Town looks. Oh, the music.
Yeah, so back then I had item of the day and crop of the week. But I got rid of that because there's this fundamental problem where you can store things.
Oh my gosh,
chests
hi
in
Haley.
Stardew Valley. So
she's kind of
this
cute.
creates this incentive to just never ship anything
Oh my God,
until the
the
crop
character
is crop of the
sprites.
week or the item is item of
Oh
the
my
day. And I
Josh.
just don't think that's very fun. You don't ever want to incentivize things that aren't
Oh,
fun.
Laura's
That's
so
game dev
cute.
101. All right, you can see here it's starting to look like Pierre's.
Hello, Pierre.
Starting to look like that old familiar shop. But anyway, maybe let's jump ahead a little bit and check out what the mines are looking like in 2013.
Oh, whoa. Why does it look like that?
So this was the
It looks like
era
you're in the
of the
abyss.
procedurally generated mines. My idea was I wanted the mines to be like Terraria, but you know, top down instead of side scrolling. And it was this, you had these big procedurally generated levels and you mined into the walls.
Oh, what the
and
frick?
uncovered ores and secrets within the walls, which I think was a cool idea.
It
but
was.
For some reason, I was just never able to really make it
the music is
compelling,
still
and it
the
was
same.
very bug prone, which it just ended up being too complicated. I think it was maybe just beyond my ability. I don't know. Or maybe another way to think about it was just that it was too ambitious of a concept for the scope of this game. This should have been an entire game on its own.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you've played Core Keeper, that's pretty much what Core Keeper is, which is a cool game, by the way. But yeah, when I saw Core Keeper, I was like, hey, someone finally did it. So, cool idea, but I had to make the hard decision
Oh God,
to scrap
the ugly
all of it.
bugs.
And I spent a long time working on this, too. But I made the decision to scrap all of it, and let's see, there's a bug right there. Do a simpler approach, which is the mines that are in Stardew Valley today, where it's not procedurally generated. There's some randomness.
It's crazy how
but
much
the
work
levels
went
are all
to like 1
designed
year.
by hand.
It feels like our game, but like it's
Here
different.
we have Goblin Village, an underground Goblin Village.
Goblin Village? Goblin these nuts.
All this content completely scrapped from the game.
Wow. I can't believe there were little goblin guys. I'm mad.
And I mean,
That's
I don't
cool,
regret
though.
it. Just because something sounds cool, just because the idea is cool, doesn't mean that it's going to be fun or it's going to be the right idea in practice. Oh, and by the way, underground goblin villages are not canon, all right? Anything you see here from previous builds is not considered to be canonical Stardew Valley.
It's
all right,
pretty
let's move on
though.
to yet another more recent version.
Concerned
So this
Abe.
one's from sometime in 2014. This was the title screen at that time. I mean, it's kind of glitching out, but it had these weird buttons on the side.
Ding.
And then when you loaded the game, there was this loading screen, which was kind of reminiscent of like The Sims.
It felt like Sim slash Minecraft slash, yeah. Why is it so green?
But I mean, it doesn't look too much different than the last build, but you start to see some more Stardew Valley things come into place, like the
UI, the calendar.
What we call the daytime money box in the upper right is there. Willie's shop is basically looking like it always does. We now have the community center in the game, and it looks essentially exactly the same as it does now. Not sure why there's this ugly yellow color.
Yeah, it's so
ugly yellow filter over the entire screen. You'll notice Clint was a little less doughy back then. And Joe Jamart was not yet in town.
Oh.
Hat Mouse wasn't a thing yet. And the inside of the farmhouse was like very static. I don't even think you could move any of the furniture.
Oh, really?
Which allowed me to have the pixel art look kind of nice with some shading and stuff. But I mean, I think it's important that you can decorate your house. People love that.
The title screen.
So this is from August 2015, which is only about a half year from launch. But still, there are a ton of things that are like not finished yet. So this shows just how much Stardew Valley kind of came together at the last moment. The farmhouse still has this weird protuberance. Protuberance, is that a word? This weird thing, this nose sticking out right next to the door. I don't know what I was thinking there.
The nose. Zoom in on the nose, I guess.
Obviously, I got rid of that at some point. The mailbox is still on the left, so that must have changed that. You know, it's like I did a ton of work in the last
it's weird that it's on the left. I hate that.
I think I was just at the point where I knew it was so close. I needed to finish the game. The finish line was so close.
Oh, the music.
And that's what gave me the drive and the motivation to make all these little changes in the last 6 months to prepare the game for release. I think one of the most notable things was just that the farmer still had this weird, goofy look. This is not what the farmer looks like in Stardew Valley, so that was like a last-minute change, which I'm really glad about because I don't really like the way this looks. Looks kind of stiff. Kind of like a Pinocchio or something.
Are you calling him Pinocchio? What the frick? Oh.
Yep.
Into the mines.
There's the old classic Stardew Valley mines. So that's pretty much the last convenient footage that I have from before launch. I do want to give a shout out to my 2 beta testers, Bexy and Siri, who helped me find a ton of bugs in the game. Here's a screenshot from Bexy's farm. This is one of the first ever Stardew Valley farms.
Wow.
Looks pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Thank you guys so much. So here we are, February 26th, 2016.
The trailer.
The culmination of 4.5 years of work. The launch of Stardew Valley. A lot was riding on this because if it flopped, I would have been 4.5 years behind my peers with no money, no job experience. Would have been pretty depressing. I stayed up all night the night before because I found a bug and I had to fix it because the game was set to launch the next morning. So that was highly stressful.
Oh my gosh.
On the first day of launch, Stardew sold just under 40,000 copies, which was already beyond my wildest dreams. After that first day, I knew that this was going to be a big deal. I knew that I could be a game developer from now on. It was really happening. Of course, I didn't really have time to think about that too much because there were immediately bugs being found in the game. And I spent the next... I think I released a patch every single day for the next 4 days after launch. Pretty big patches too. But see, back then, the game was a lot simpler. There wasn't different languages. There wasn't multiplayer. It was just me working on it. So I could crank out it was only on Steam. I didn't have to make a console build. I didn't have to make a mobile build. So I could crank out updates at an extremely fast pace.
Become part of the local community. What do you see?
I spent the rest of that spring
Wow.
fixing every bug that people found and trying to add meaningful improvements to the game with each patch. I was releasing patches pretty rapidly. Some notable examples were Grandpa's Shrine and his evaluation. When the game first came out, Grandpa was extremely harsh.
Oh,
and
really?
He was almost a little bit rude. You know, if you didn't do a good job, he would say, "Man, I should have bequeathed the farm to my other grandkid." And there was no way to reevaluate. If you didn't get, the 4 spirit candles the first time, forget about it. So I softened that, and I also added in the way that you can, have them come back and reevaluate. Here's another example. On March 20th, I added unique dialogues for all the spouses. So I don't remember this, but apparently before then, every single spouse had identical dialogue, and people still complain about this. But there's been a ton of work on the spouses over the years. And it just goes to show that, even though Stardew Valley was launched, in my mind, it was not its ultimate form. That's why I kept making updates. That's why essentially, as soon as these bug fix patches were out of the way, I immediately started working on the 1.1 update, which is the first major content update.
Working on a game for 10 years, always adding something new or fixing.
So I'll just briefly go over the updates. If you want to see everything that's been added to Stardew Valley, I recommend going to the version history page on the Stardew Valley wiki. But the 1.1 update added 4 new farm types and kind of established the tradition of every update adding new farm types to the game.
I didn't know that was a tradition.
Notably, it added Shane and Emily as marriage candidates, which the community, voted on.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that they weren't there.
On Twitter.
As candidates.
1.2 just added new languages to the game. It wasn't really a content update. I hadn't yet established the tradition of 1.x updates always being major content updates. So then we had the 1.3 update, which most importantly added multiplayer to the game, fulfilling the promise I had made to the players before Stardew Valley even came out. 1.3 also added the winter night market and a few other things.
It's a good market.
One thing about 1.3 is the multiplayer was actually developed, not by me. It was put in by a guy named Tom Coxon, who went on to create a game called Cassette Beasts. You should check it out. Ooh. Thanks, Tom. But it started this new era where I was open to getting help on the actual development of Stardew Valley, which allowed for bigger, more ambitious updates.
Hello, baby.
So then there was the 1.4 update, which added the movie theater, fish ponds,
there's a movie
14
theater?
art events to all the spouses, and many other great things to the game.
What is that?
Then we had the 1.5 update, which added a huge endgame location, Ginger Island.
That I haven't done much of.
Quests and this idea of perfection.
What the frick?
the volcano, which allowed you to enchant.
I'm telling you,
your
every
weapons
time
and
I play
tools,
Stardew, I find out something different.
and many other great things.
There's just so much in this game. What's that area?
Then there was the 1.6 update, the most recent update. Kind of a return to the valley after 1.5
Oh yeah, I was doing
Ginger
that.
Island. 1.6 added some new systems, some end game content. It kind of filled in some gaps that I feel like were present in the game. And it added some old ideas that I'd had for a long time, like Green Rain.
Green Rain's so cool.
So those were all the major updates to Stardew Valley in a nutshell. Of course, there were some intermediary updates in between all of those major ones, which sometimes added some important things to the game, but those were the major updates.
Little cats.
Now, what's next? Well, as I've already announced, there is a 1.7 update in the works, but I don't want to reveal too much about what's in the update yet.
What is that?
Although I did announce that there would be 2 new marriage candidates, and I'm going to reveal those soon. I know you guys are probably bored out of your minds by this.
I'm
and
not.
You're just waiting for me to get to the
this.
unveiling of the marriage candidates, right? But I just have one more thing to say. I have in my hands an envelope with the names of the 2 new marriage candidates that will be added in 1.7. But before I open that up and reveal the names to you, I just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting Stardew Valley over the past 10 years, for all the mods, the fan art, all the letters, and the comments you've made to me telling me how much Stardew Valley has meant to you. That's meant a lot to me too. And it's really given me a lot of purpose in life. So I'm grateful to you for making this a reality for me. Thank you so much. I also just want to thank everyone else who's been part of the Stardew Valley journey, from the other developers who have helped me out over the years, to the merchandise companies who have created all these cool Stardew Valley items, the people who have run the Stardew Valley concerts.
Merch. I'm so I want my hands on some.
Cole for helping me make the Stardew Valley board game, and so many other cool things that have come about over the past 10 years. So thank you so much to everyone. Now let's get down to business. All right, here it is. Oh my gosh. 1.7 marriage candidates.
I'm scared. Who are they?
There you go. Clint and Sandy. It's their turn. It's their time.
Oh my gosh. Sandy, I kind of understood. Like, I kind of felt like, but Clint?
Well, thanks for watching.
He gets a redemption.
And I hope you have a great day.
Clint gets a redemption. Bye. No way. I wonder. Ooh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There's a little bit left. When does the update come out? I wonder if he says it. Please. Please tell me. If not, that's okay. Clint, huh? Clint and his one-sided attraction. That could be very interesting.